we're talking about the instruments of oppression. Jefferson talked about how the principal instrument of oppression in a society, in a capitalist society, would be debt. And he talked about how, if we give into this, if we live in debt, if we basically become the property of the banksters, then one day we shall be content to be working 16 hours a day, hammering the rivets onto the necks of our fellow workers. I'm paraphrasing, but you can find the quote. So what are the other instruments of oppression? Right, the principal one, obviously, is debt. And what we've seen over the last 35 years, Reaganomics, is this multi-trillion-dollar, best estimates sometimes somewhere between $8 and $30 trillion transfer of wealth from the working class and the middle class into the pockets of the top 1%, principally the pockets of the top 1/100th of 1%, both in the U.S. and around the world. That's what Thatcheronomics, Reaganomics, Austeritynomics, whatever you want to call it, that's what that has brought us. But what other instruments of oppression are there? What I see on the horizon, and that scares the hell out of me, and frankly, I should probably write my next book on this, is the rise of authoritarian capitalism. Authoritarian capitalism was perfected, arguably was in the 18th century, in the 1700s, where, you had the British East India Company owning the world, and you had the government of Great Britain using the East India Company as a tool to do so, and you had maximum wage laws in England during the Victorian era and before. You had maximum wage laws in the United Kingdom. Why would you cap wages? Why would you say, for the equivalent in the United States would be saying, instead of having a minimum wage of $7.25 an hour, we're going to have a maximum wage of $10 an hour. No, anybody who works who does not have a college degree or some accreditation in some field, the maximum that they can earn is $10 an hour. Why would you do that? You do that so that you keep your working class poor. So they are disempowered and they can't challenge your power. Now, in addition to that, as capitalism becomes authoritarian capitalism, one of the things that really got developed in the 20th century is the idea of databases. Having all the information you can get on the individuals in society so that you can control them and destroy them when the time comes.